You might fall asleep.
Should I? Do you want me to help you ready for us starting? Now.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Or good afternoon, depending where you're at. My name is Mark. I am one of the students at Dawn Mountain. I've been involved since 2009. We're here for our Sunday meditation, our 11 o'clock hour. There's a few of us here in the room, and hopefully we're all here together online just as much. So we will be doing our regular 11 o'clock hour. We'll be doing our mindfulness practice, resting into our breath, also sometimes switching over to mindfulness into sound, into chanting Om together. This is our practice that was given to us by our teacher, Adzim Rinpoche, at Anna Harvey's request for something that was available, that was accessible, timely, and profound at any level, regardless if this is our first time or if this is our 1000th time. It's something that we can bring into our daily lives and wherever we are in our spiritual journey. So it's also a nice time for us to be together. I know that we're not yet physically usually in the same space, so I'm glad that whoever's online, that you put aside some time in your own space wherever you are, that we can be together and practice together. I think it's always it's a nice energy that we share with each other when we practice together. So I'm guessing it's no one's first time if they're online, but just in case, we'll go over the steps that we use to get into the practice. So first of all, actually, if we may or may not be taking names online that we'll say at the end, people that we'll be thinking about to share the merit or the energy from today. If that's an option, Emily, I'm sure we'll make that available. If not, we'll make a space for that. Sorry, Emily. So let's start to kind of get into that headspace, into that body space as well. So we're going to be sitting for close to an hour. So we want to be able to be comfortable and in a sustainable posture, something that's easy and easy for our bodies and easy for our minds. So we want to be relatively symmetric. So if your feet are on the ground, have them flat. We don't want to be twisted up. And if you need to stretch, now is actually a good time. So if there's anything you need to kind of unwind to get your body ready to be in this space. We want to have a naturally kind of straight back. That means kind of with the natural curve. We don't have to be trying too hard with our muscles to keep it straight, but we want to be able to have them maybe stacked like coins or kind of dangling like a plumb line. We want to have our hands, depends on if you want them in your lap or on your knees. Eventually we'll have our we encourage you to have your eyes open, but if you need them closed, if you're feeling really overwhelmed, or if that's your way of doing it, that's fine. Let's just start by taking a few deep breaths. Nice and deep in and relaxed out. Before we kind of drop in deeper to our body, take a moment now to touch in with your aspiration for this hour, what you hope to get out of it, what you hope to make of this hour for yourself or for others. So we're gonna just check in now. Just try to switch over to more of the awareness side. Just check in with what you sense is going on in the room around you, visually or by sound, by touch. We'll kind of pull that back a little bit to your body now. If something else catches your attention, that's fine. But just be intent on your body. You might feel temperature, maybe contact or some kind of pressure. Maybe some sort of kind of dancing sensation or movement. You may even pick up on kind of like senses of good or bad, some sort of like judgment feeling. Or maybe even little urges or kind of intentions to move or thoughts of some sort of action. It's kind of like a menu of things that we might feel. So now we'll kind of turn our attention, rest our attention in our breath. It's a dynamic process. It's everywhere from the top of your head down through even into your legs and your arms. It affects the whole body. Over the next few minutes, see if you can kind of slowly, more and more refine where you rest your attention. Usually we try to go deeper and deeper into our belly, to that spot, the dough, a few finger widths below the belly button, a few finger widths in. It may take some time to get there. One thing we can get out of mindfulness is the experience of resting and stability of mind. It might be clarity. It may even be knowledge and wisdom to gain here. So be curious about what you feel, the in, the top, the out, the pause. There may be sounds, sensations. And at some point, you'll find yourself distracted. Maybe a thought or 100 thoughts. Maybe a sound or other feeling in your body. That's a great opportunity to practice acceptance, awareness, compassion for yourself. If you find yourself judging, just be aware of it. Touch into that, whatever it was, and watch it fade away. And when you are ready, go back to settling into the breath. You probably have to do it dozens of times, maybe hundreds of times. That's part of the practice. So I'll be quiet here for some minutes, and eventually we'll change to chanting. So now we'll move to chanting Om, Om at your own pace. This is a gathering sound. It pulls us deeper into our chest, reverberates. It has sacred meaning too. So we'll do this at our own pace, kind of flowing over for a few minutes. You can touch into the sound, into the feeling in your body. And if you find yourself distracted by thoughts about it or other things, just, again, let go of that and go back to the sound, the sensations. Om. Sound is already gone, but our bodies or our mind may be still tracing after it. Just be curious and watch as that fades. And we'll turn back to our breaths, resting our attention there. If your mind is rested, you can kind of dive down deeper and deeper to the toe. It's a very subtle feeling down there. And as you find yourself distracted by maybe an attraction or a thought for something, again, just watch that. See it fade. And then touch back into the raw sensations of the breath. we'll chant home, home together. Om. Om. So be curious if your mind is still holding on to that sound, or if your body is still feeling it. If it is, just observe it. When you're ready, go back to your breath. We'll sit with it for a couple more minutes. Before we close, we'll give ourselves a chance to just check in with how we're in any way impacted with this last hour. Just let go of any following instructions to watch your breath. Just check in with your body. Be curious if it's in any way different or if it's the same. Similarly with your mind or your emotional state, just check in, see if there's any changes, any shifts. So we'll close in our normal way to seal this time for kind of spreading or sharing this time with ourselves, with the world. We'll say our closing prayers. If there's names, we'll say them. If not, we'll make a space for them. So we'll say we can say the aspiration, the four boundless thoughts, and then we'll say the dedication and the blessing. May all beings always have happiness and its causes. May all beings always be free of pain and its causes. May all beings always be pain-free and live happily. May no beings ever cling to those near nor spurn those far. For as long as space abides, as long as the world remains. Just so long may I be there, resolving all beings' pain. By this good may I swiftly once become a great guru, lead all beings, everyone, to reach to that very ground. I'm just still working on the names. Does anyone here need to write any names down? Do you want to write any names down? Okay. Oh, there's a lighter? Oh, there's a lighter. Do you want to light it, Sela? Here, I'll give you that. If you can move here, I can meet you part way. Okay. Okay. With all of you in mind, we light this lamp of clarity. May the glow of love, wisdom, shine within us, everyone, till we all rise forth born in one enlightened mandala. So today we think of all beings. I'll read these names first, and I'll still leave space afterwards. Kaisu, safe travels. Elliot Diaz, Bardo. Sylvia, Rolando. Nathaniel, Leah. And I'll also leave the space too for other names. Tara, Francis. Those suffering with disease. And we'll send out this energy again through our bodies, through ourselves in the room, digitally in the same space, and out through the world with an ah. So before we close, our Lama Anne would like to say a few words, so I'm going to move over for her so she can be visually in range too.
Which side should I sit on?
Wherever
You say.
It should be, the registration for the first is open until 10 p.m. tonight.
What?
Somebody remember to get the May.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. Thank you, Mark. That was lovely as usual. Nice that everybody's here. In case you haven't heard, or we have two programs coming up that we really strongly invite you to. The first is this coming Saturday on February 1st. Registration is open until 10 p.m. Central Time today or tomorrow? Tonight. So please register by tonight. This is a program, we call it a kind of program of discovery. It's about, when Mark says, how do you feel? What's going on in your body? That's actually a skill to develop, to sense into what actually is happening. And it's a way of knowing ourselves better. And it's very helpful, actually, in life and also in meditation. And it's something we don't pay attention to a lot. Like we might think of, I know what time I have to be where, but I don't pay any attention to how I actually feel about it, what my hopes or fears actually might be. And that means we're losing information that might help us through the day. So that's the Discovery Program. That's this coming Saturday. If you're in Houston, it's 8100 Greenbrier at ISH, Institute for Spirituality and Health, and it's available online. On February 15th, we are broadcasting from New York, Long Island, thanks to Stephanie, who's hosting the program there. So it's available to everyone else online. And this is, especially if you're new, and of course, even if you're not, because like observing your breath, the cultivation of love and compassion has really endless dimensions for us to discover. And we have been talking about the four boundless states, and this is one of the core practices of our tradition and beyond our tradition also. It existed in India even before Buddhism. And it's also an introduction to the four boundless states and to the heart dimension, really, of practice. Part of it is taken from Tulku Thundap's wonderful book, Heart of Unconditional Love, which he wrote very specially, actually, to be maximally available to everyone. Whether you're a longtime practitioner, or whether you're even interested in being a Buddhist, or maybe interested in having more compassion. And also, we are, in doing this, we are introducing and deepening our understanding of the template of From Seeing to Being, which is a very simple fourfold template, which includes actually the entire path of study and practice, and we will be filling this in more and more slowly over time. So both of those things are happening in that retreat, February 15th. Registration is open if you want to meet in person in Long Island, and a couple of groups are meeting in person at Copper Mountain, I believe, and Long Island, Stephanie's group is also meeting on the 1st. Saturday, and I think, Nina, I'm not sure if there's actually happening in California or not, but it's always nice to listen together, and you can gather together if you so wish in any grouping that you like. Thank you so much. Thank you, Emily.
Yeah, just one thing. I think the urgency for registration is in part so that we can partner, is what I've gathered. So it's also to enhance our experience and to also save Emily some gray hairs.
She's way too young for gray hairs. Yeah, that's exactly right, Mark. There will be some exercises, very easy, totally easy, unintimidating exercises. And we like to try to pair people online with people in the room, right? Is that what we're going to do?
Mitra cannot be the entry.
And it takes a little bit of thought, because those of you who have mentor, mitri, or mitra-mitri relationships, we don't pair you. We're careful not to pair you together. Yeah, so that is why we're doing that. And it also is very wonderful because it means that we get more connected online people with the people who are geographically present. All right, have a wonderful Sunday, a wonderful week, and hope to see you soon.